po mai koa mai te piki paki paki ki a whaia Hinurewa.
Tēnei te mihi ki o koutou, ruanga te kaupapatara nei, ko Hinerewa tahau, tako ingoa, ko Maniapoto tūwhare tōna te raukaua, toko māma, ko nā te hine whakatōhia, toko papa. Ko tumeaki o toi Taitokerau, nō reira, tēnā rā koutou katoa. So, confession time. I hardly ever get to talk in front of a Māori audience. So can I just tell you, I'm a little bit nervous. I actually wrote a speech sitting up there. I never write a speech. If you were white, I think I'd know what to do. But because in the context that that Creative Northland is a regional arts development arts organisation that is responsible for the creative community of Northland, and Māori happen to be a component of that, means that I get to talk in front of more of a Pākehā audience, and therefore my, dare I use that big word, construct, is normally for a Pākehā audience. So I'm just going to pretend you're all white. And it's okay, because I know where some of our ancestry may come from, so therefore to my Irish, to my Samoan, Portuguese, and what's the other one? Oh, English ancestry, I say kia ora. Which just shows that only 7/8 of me is pure, the rest of me is total whatever, butcher, or something. So, the creative economy, what's it worth to Taitokerau? It's worth roughly around about 102 million. And of that, how it works is that 60% of the creative economy is generated in the Whangarei district, 30% up in far north, and then the balance is over in Kaipara. The Whangarei community is a well-oiled, growing, diverse local economy, whereas there's lots of growth for far north, and it's dispersed by the nature of the three districts and for Kaipara. Māori have a well-established knowledge economy based on knowledge creation and well-established innovation system as a critical driver of social economic success. What does that mean, those big words? Oh, well, basically is that we have a knowledge system that's been operating for thousands of years, and basically is that we know what innovation looks like. We practice it every day, and we've heard it today. We've heard it today by Jamie Lee and the many others that have been before them, of the levels of innovation that we go in with based on a Te Ao Māori philosophy and principle. We're not guided by any other culture, we're guided by our culture and our sense of self-determination and what we want to do and what we want to achieve. The unfortunate thing is that the country has been colonised, and as we work through the decolonisation level, we still have to jump to the tune of government to determine how we can self-determine around a creative economy. Arts and culture economic activities here are broad. In fact, we just did some, well, a little while ago, that the most common cultural activities that creative people practice is visual arts, with just over 75% receiving income in this field. And that's quite high. As to what the percentage of Māori is of that, I can't tell you. The next common form is performing arts, primarily music and dance, with 45% of artists currently engaged in and receiving income from choreography, writing, storytelling, music composition, filmmaking and multimedia and other performing arts. I can't tell you what the percentage of Māori is. On average, individual artists in this region have engaged in either 8 or 9 cultural economic activities at some stage in their life. Intel tells us that the creative economy receives some form of income for their work in at least one of the artistic activities and about 2 in other cultural activities. I can tell you that Māori are in 6 of those activities all the time. In our rural communities, whilst creatives with experience in visual arts continues to be engaged in this art form, which is around about 96%, only 3 out of 5 have experience in composing or choreography, in writing, storytelling, and are able to practice in this field due to lack of success to facilities. However, Māori, when it comes to storytelling, 100%, all the time, every day, because it's how we start our day. From the time we wake up in the morning to the time we go to sleep at night, we are practicing our te ao Māori and our philosophy every single day, even if we're not connected to our tikanga, is that we are practicing it some way or shape or form. What's expanding opportunities then? Well, infrastructure needs. Taitokerau has poor infrastructure. Really good infrastructure here in Whangarei, still got to improve. Far north, not so, it's pretty good. They've got Te Ahu Centre up in Kaitai, and they've got Tuna Centre. Kaipara, very little. But the thing is, by 2023, we will have 6 arts and cultural facilities completed here within the Taitokerau region. 80% of them te ao Māori based. Do you know what? It just fills my soul. Woohoo! Really does. Last Friday, we had the opening of Te Hononga Centre in Kawakawa, a project between Ngāti Hine and the Hinurewa. The elements of that centre, those of you who may have attended, you will see it was very much a partnership with Te Ao Māori taking the lead. We will have in December this year, up in the Hokianga, the Mania Footprints of Kupe opening. Cultural and Tourism Initiative, but it's based on the first footprints of Kupe, 1,000 years of Māori history, 32 generations. We will have the Kupe Waka Centre based upon Uncle Heck's project up in Taipa. We will have here in Whangarei the Hinurewa Arts Centre with the Wairoa Māori Art Gallery, which will be what Hinurewa wanted to see, the Māori Art Gallery with Hinurewa. We will have one more, which will be right up the top in Ngatikuri, which is the work project that Carl Johnson's working on there, up there, right up to Te Ringara Wairoa in that sort of area as well. And hopefully, depending on what this government, where we will sit after election day on Sunday, is that perhaps whatever the new provincial growth fund will look like, is that Ngāpuhi's Te Pua Te Whiki Arts and Cultural Centre may get another look in. So if there's any politicians in the room, just saying, we need that 60 million, thank you very much. So, when it comes to training and skill development, to support Māori and remote communities is through education and training, and the primary pathways for transfer of arts and cultural skills and knowledge are found every day with you. And I say that because it's through family and community members and through whānau that we find our greatest creativity. Now let's see if I can make this work. No. Don't do that, Hinerewa. No, I'm not going to make it work, so you just have to look at my beautiful face there, but that's all right. So instead, I'll do it this way. I'm not very good when I do presentations. I don't believe in lots of words. So based on that, where we sat was through creative. Please remember that every one of you is creative. Creativity is not limited to those who you think in your family who are creative. We are all creative beings in every way, in the way that we think, in the way that we do things, in the way that we share information and knowledge with those whom we love and those who we allow into our world. We are all creative. To be creative is all about people. It's all about people, and it's about whānau. It's about change. Because that's what we do. Creative people create change. We are about unleashing creative people's energy. Every day when we go to a wānanga, when we go to our marae, when we celebrate, when we cry on them, we unleash a whole lot of energy and we give thanks every day for that. When it comes to whānau, when it comes to creative and change and people and unleashing that energy, it's about communities. And you are working within communities in so many different ways that are so different to what I do. But what I can tell you is that creativity is all about the creative well-being of our communities. It's about the social and economic outcomes that creativity can do to our thinking and how we do things differently. And it's about this. Ka huria I te kaihanga I te haupori. Creators transform society. You are transforming society every day. And though I might not work within the Māori world every day, I am who I am. I am Hinerewa Tahau, I am Māori, and I'm proud. And by the nature of the role that I have as the only Māori woman who heads up a regional arts development agency through this country, I am where I should be. To create the relationships, to create the partnerships, to broker the opportunities. My work, our work, my team's work is within the grassroots development. It's within community. I don't really have time for the top down, but if I have to, I will get my hands dirty. There are people in this room that I have connected with a long time ago. Paths have crossed. Richard Jeffries is one of them. Raewyn Tippany is another. And actually their minds, their thinking, are creative and beautiful and big and spacious. Tina Barclay is the same. Teresa Pania is the same. Joyce Barrett, Jamie Lee, big minds. Creative people like that. We get excited about that. We get up in the morning just for that. So what is creativity? Well, I'll put the Pākehā construct in it, shall I? It's the use of imagination, original ideas to create something inventive or imagine. So with your children, with your whānau, with your taitamariki today, allow yourself the time to imagine. When they say they want to go into a creative industries role, you say yes, because remember this, is whether you're a visual artist, whether you're a performer, is that the creative sector is not just limited to doing. We cross-pollinise with so many industries, be it private industries, construction, services, because without creative minds, we cannot affect change. On that note, kia ora mai tātou.